Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
Receivers, looks like a little tush push. Oh. Yeah, Rogers just stood in the back. Rogers said, I'm not taking part in the tush push. I'm going to stand back in victory formation and just watch. And now
Mayfield, second down. Buying more time, looking, floating on far side. Oh, beauty of a pass, and he's going to go all the way. Bucky Irving, touchdown. They got a 77 and a 72-yarder.
Taken out to 35. Khalif Raymond across midfield. Still going. One man to beat. It's the punt for Bohorquez. Touchdown, Khalif Raymond. Dan Campbell told us.
50-yard punt sends Parker Washington back. He's got a punt return touchdown in his career, and he's got an alley, and he might have his second. 96 yards last year against the Patriots. He's going to house this one, and the Jaguars get the score in special teams, 87 yards.
Drives in his career. Trying to start one here, and he's got Atwell all alone. 2-2 Atwell, and it's 2-2 goodbye. One play, 88.
Welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company, here located at the Mesa Gateway Airport. Make sure you make your way on out here if you get the opportunity here on Monday night doubleheader night. That's what we got going on here as we get set and get ready for tonight's program. Lots of things to be talking about, especially in week number 4. Lots of news coming out of the games that happened yesterday. Some major injuries to some of the teams in the NFL, to major and vital personnel on the football field, and we're going to be talking about that as we go on here tonight. But it is doubleheader night here, as we got 2 big ones going on. Well, I guess depending on what your definition of big is. That having been said, Monday Night Football, 2 football games going on. You got the Bengals taking on the Broncos in Mile High, and then you got Miami taking on the Jets, the Jet. Jets. And we're going to talk about both of those games and what we think we're going to see in those games here tonight as we get set and ready to go. We're it's about 45 minutes away from kickoff from the other for the first game that's going to come up there. So that being said, the first game that's coming up is going to be the Jets at the Dolphins. And interestingly enough, there's a lot to talk about that game. The main thing about that is that it has nothing to necessarily do with what's going out on the football field. What you see week in and week out through the first 4 weeks of the NFL season, 3 in these cases for the teams that are played, there's just so many things that you can look at and make a determination on what you think is going to be coming from each one of these football teams. There's one in particular that's playing tonight that has got a lot of problems, and we already know about it if you keep track of it. The Miami Dolphins are a football team that seems to be in a state of disarray. Should they be in a state of disarray? Why are they in the state of disarray? Will they get out of the state of disarray? And what do you expect from the Miami Dolphins for the rest of this season? It's insane to me when you've seen what happened with the Miami Dolphins just not more than a couple of years ago when they did bring on the new coach, get the opportunity to have to play well for almost a full year before getting hurt not yet this year, but last year getting hurt, in the year 2 years before that. So what your expectations for the Miami Dolphins, especially within their division of football? Looking at the AFC East, I mean, everybody knows or thinks that you're going to see the Buffalo Bills take that division, but Miami should have been a team that could have been a close second within that division based upon what we have seen for the last couple of years. But something happened in the offseason, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to the Dolphins. Some things, whether it was a person, a different understanding, some disagreements, and everybody on total different pages when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. And why it should be that way really should not be, they should not be here. So what is the thing that is breaking the back right now of the Miami Dolphins? And that's going to be the main question as we move forward into the season. And how much this will go on. How long will it go on? Interestingly enough. Now, on the other side of that, you got Bengals Broncos. You got the Bengals without their guy. And Browning stepping in right now. Is it going to be enough? Is he enough? I don't know. But right now, the way it looks like is no. So let's start off here tonight here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Let's take a look at the standings within the divisions. Let's start in the AFC East, where the Buffalo Bills, they are one of only two undefeated football teams in the NFL right now. They're on top within their division. The Patriots get an interesting win yesterday, moves them to 2-2. Jets 0-3. They're in the action tonight. And also the Dolphins, both teams 0-3. That means, guess what? One of the teams is going to end up with a victory, but one's going to be at that 0-4 spot. Tough place to be, especially within that division of football. Now, heading over to the AFC West, you got the Chargers on top of it, drop a bad game yesterday. Say whatever you want. You love you some Justin Herbert like I do, but guess what? He definitely dropped the ball. He did not show that he was ready for prime time. So that's something to keep an eye on. Jim Harbaugh's got some work to do with the LA Chargers, formerly the San Diego Chargers. And the Chiefs, what did they do? They got a win, a big win yesterday to bring them to 2-2. So that loss with the Chargers not being 4-0 takes away that cushion. And it's only a one game lead now for the Chiefs. And if you mark the Chiefs out, like some have done, you got to watch this part of the schedule, because if they start getting wins and start piling them up and the Chargers take that 180 and start losing football games, this division, which was, let's be honest, at 3-0, they were on top of it and no one was going to do it. And the Chiefs at 1-2, suspect, definitely. The Broncos, who are suspect, who are playing tonight, need this win tonight. They're 1-2, as well as the Raiders are 1-2 as well, or actually 1-3. So where they are in the standings, especially with the Broncos, tonight's game is very vital because they can't afford to lose this game and get to be 1-3. Now, granted, early in the season, I get it. But when you're a team like the Broncos, when you're a team like the Raiders, the expectations weren't very high, at least for the Raiders, but they were for the Broncos. Bo Nick's supposed to be the next big thing. Sean Payton and company have got to get a win. They're under pressure tonight. We'll see if the pressure doesn't get to the young quarterback. Second-year guy, maybe in starting that little downward slide for that sophomore slump? Could be. The AFC North, interesting division of football. Talking about the teams before the season, and boy, oh boy, we're thinking Baltimore Ravens just might run away with it, but that's not what's happening. The Pittsburgh Steelers at 3-1 with Aaron Rodgers, a rejuvenated Aaron Rodgers, right now have the lead in this division at 3-1. My Jaguars are 3-1. Want to talk about the game, and I know that there are certain people that think that old Sonny is going to be really bad about it. I was on another screen there, Podfather. I'll bring you in when you're ready, or if you actually let me go ahead and bring him because he might be only on the microphone. Podfather, good afternoon. How are you?
Where's my intro?
You ain't getting it today.
What? Why? Because my team tied?
Well, that should be enough of you not getting the oh my gosh, Monday Night Football. It was
what?
Bryce, it was ugly. It was ugly, but here let's. I don't want him to be like one of these, entitled, little guys that don't get what they want. I have a feeling because he's calling from like a trailer out at the casino. Where are you in the trailer at the casino?
No, I'm at an entrance, so I'm just looking straight ahead right now.
All right. Well, I'll keep you in the background and don't complain about you're hearing me fine, correct?
Yeah, almost too much, really, but I'll get over it.
Sometimes, yeah, you do need to get over it. That being said, Father, since you are here and since you're here, let's go ahead and let's talk about it. And matter of fact, can you see the screen at all?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, let's take a look at the if you want to call them highlights or Sunday Night Football. Take a look at this, guys.
Flip sides. Cowboys bringing 4. Love throwing end zone touchdown. Romeo Dobbs again. Twist on it and make it tough to catch. So he's got retreating Turpin fielding it at the 1. He goes to the right. He's got some space. There goes Turpin. Good field position for Dallas. 10. 4-man rush. Big pressure inside. Ferguson protecting the ball.
A lot of safeties in. There are going to be some chances down the field.
That got rid of it. Here's Pickens inside the 10. Pickens to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown. 26. Outlet. Jacobs. Pass from our James. Down the sideline. Out of bounds. And they choose to run it here with Clowney chasing Jacobs. Operation clean. Kick is right down the middle. And we will go to overtime. Off in time, Prescott throwing sideline punt. It's Pickens. Out of bounds at the 43. Prescott gets away. Parsons chasing him. Puts it up for grabs. Coming back is Tolbert. Did he keep his feet in? Yes, he did. Dak, play fake. Looking. Here's Parsons chasing. Dak taking off. Parsons gets him. He comes down. He's down by contact over here. He pops it through, and the Cowboys take the lead, 40-37. Dallas bringing an extra rusher, throwing inside punt. Nice move, slithering by his wits to the 25. 12. Love gets it out. Big hit on Golden. Trayvon Diggs now.
The game right here.
Better be quick. Love to the end zone. It is broken up with 1. 34. And this one is good, and this one ends.
And that's what you saw on Sunday Night Football as the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers came to a tie. I mean, should there be ties allowed in reality?
Yes.
Well, that's because you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. And
no, I mean, look, we used to have them in hockey all the time. I mean,
Well, come on. This is not hockey. You know the day.
I know, but hey, it's the beautiful thing about sports. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you tie. It's rare when you tie. You have every opportunity to get the. I mean, time ran out. That's just how it is.
So that being said, a Dallas Cowboy fan, you're actually happy about the situation because they didn't lose, right? So, is that my take? That what you're seeing there?
Let's be honest. All of us picked the Packers to win that game, right?
Absolutely. It was there was nobody on an island. No one expected to see what you've seen from the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
But you also, if you score 40, you win the game. You should win the game. This is not on Dak Prescott, and also finding the superstar that George Pickens can be, even at the number 2 in reality, when they get CD Lamb back, they're 1A in reality as far as the wide receivers are concerned.
Yeah, and even Tolbert had that big ass catch that is a catch. So he drug his feet and everything else. So you can't say it's not a catch. I mean, he had a big game for that one big play that he did. I mean, look, it was a defensive nightmare for both teams.
Absolutely.
Because and right now the Packers, after losing to the Browns and then tying with the Cowboys, they're 2-1-1. Dallas is 1-2-1. And we go back to Baltimore. They lost 7 starters. They're hurting like crazy right now. A lot of the odds-on favorites to do anything this year, they're struggling right now.
Absolutely. But you can hold this game to 2 plays in reality. Okay. if the Cowboys don't get the block kick and run back for 2, they lose. And if Micah Parsons doesn't tackle Dak Prescott at the end of that, they lose that football game. So lots of things to look at as far as, where they are and what happened actually in that game in reality.
Yeah, there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts in that game, but that's why you play it, and that's why when time runs out, and you get what you get.
And that, exactly in that game. But I'm not into the tie. I mean, you may love the tie, you may like it. I'm not a fan of the tie. I think it's actually horrible for the game. In reality, is what I think. We need to be able to get a winner. I hate this tie thing because it also messes up the standings in reality, especially when it comes to the end of the season.
Well, the best thing is that let's say Dallas finishes 8-1, 8-1. They're legitimately 500.
Take away and bring that 500 back into where no team finishes 500 unless it's a tie kind of thing. I get it.
Now the big question is, can one team tie more than one time in 1 year?
Can they?
I don't think it's ever happened.
Oh, okay. They can, though, by rule.
They can. Yeah. It's funny because for a while you almost thought that. But you can take that off. For a while, you think the only Dallas Cowboys ever win a game is if they win at 40-37. That's what they beat the Giants with.
Right.
And damn near came down to that again. And let's face
it.
That 4th and 6. If Dallas would have held, they'd have won the game.
Absolutely.
But didn't happen, and we got
woulda, coulda, shoulda, big time stuff there.
Yeah. So look, it's sports, right?
Right.
So
yep.
It happens, and the Cowboys got the Jets next. I'm not sure who Green Bay has up to this, but both teams got to get better if they're going to improve. Dallas's offense looked really good. Dallas's defense, on the other hand, they look better than it has the last couple of weeks, but it's not saying a whole lot. I still gave up on damn near 400 yards.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but you also got to remember who they were playing and who the quarterback is. Now, when you look at 40, you go, what the hell happened? But at the same time, it is Jordan Love. It is the Green Bay Packers. This is the way this game goes.
But the bad thing was, before that, it was Caleb Williams. It was Russell Wilson. So,
those games, I would almost understand your outrage about how bad the defense played. However, it is Jordan Love. This is a high-powered football. Hell, you even said it yourself. This is a team that could be in the Super Bowl this year. So the expectation and that number and what they put up, that shouldn't surprise anybody, especially a Dallas Cowboy fan.
No, but here's the thing, though. Right now, if you're any offense, you got the Cowboys on your schedule. You're looking at that middle part of their defense, their linebackers, they give up a shitload of yards.
Yeah, they do.
And
they play way off. You mentioned that yesterday. Mm-hmm. Playing off of those wide receivers is you can't do that with Jordan Love, and it don't even matter. It's not like they got a whole bunch of superstars at the wide receiver position for the Green Bay Packers. Okay, so that being said, it's not like they're being burned by superstars. They're being burned by second and third and fourth and tight ends, which should not be the case. And that's where the defensive coordinator definitely needs to step up his game, or it's going to be a long season for you.
Yeah, and again, the missing of Malik Hooker now, he's out for probably for about 3 or 4 weeks. Compared to what Malik Neighbors is going through now, he's out for the rest of the season. But that's the one thing about this game. Injuries are going to happen, and like I said about the Baltimore Ravens, they have 7 people on their offensive starting that are out, including the quarterback. So you have the Cooper Rush game with a bunch of backups.
Yes, and that could get real ugly real quick.
Yes, because look who the Ravens got coming up here this week.
And it's all going to, Podfather, it's all going to be about Lamar Jackson. We can talk about, and they, by the way, they're a mash unit right now without question. But at the same time, mash unit or not, without Jackson in there. Whoa, wrong one. Jeez, again. Here, let me put a better one up. There you go. That one not any much better. So
You take him down.
But no, if I put myself full screen like this and keep you in the background, I just sit here when you talk.
That's fine.
All right, but we're going to do that. All right, so that being said, you're right. It's going to be interesting. That AFC North Division is going to be it's going to be crazy for the rest of the season.
You know what though? You think about it, though, because they highlighted this a lot during the Chiefs Ravens game. Lamar Jackson hasn't really won the big game, has he?
Well, no, he hasn't won the big game. And by the way, regardless of what happened yesterday, he has not looked good all year long. He doesn't look like the Lamar Jackson that we know and that we see week in and week out, and we go, there's the MVP right there. And we're not seeing that.
He looks like a quarterback for a 1-3 team, which oddly enough, that's what they are.
Yes. And interestingly enough, we were watching the game yesterday, and it did come up on Red Zone. And there was one play where it looked like he was running with children's steps. I mean, now granted, he was going north and south instead of east or west, but still, at the same time, his speed doesn't look like it's right. It hasn't been right all year long. And the Baltimore Ravens, and looking at the division of football in the north, they dropped to 1-3. They're behind the friggin' Bengals, who are 2-1 right now. And if they do pull off a win against Denver, it's going to be a 3-1 tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which no one saw at the beginning of the season, regardless of how much love they had for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, the Steelers, I mean, while we know Bryce is sitting there pissing and moaning about Mike Tomlin being a conservative defensive play caller, look, they're getting wins. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, as we tell you constantly about the Jaguars, sometimes it ain't about, how pretty the win is. It's a matter that you get the win in the win column. And right now, that's what the Steelers are doing.
There's no question. But there's a difference between Mike Tomlin and Liam Cohen for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Is there? They're both 3-1.
Well, that's true. We're going to talk about that. Interesting. By the way, who picked them to win yesterday?
You did. I give you total credit for that.
Yeah.
I took it in the shorts yesterday.
Yeah, but you know what? That game, and when we were doing the show, when I made my change on the pick for Atlanta and Jacksonville, I didn't push the save button in time because it cut off 5 minutes before the show, and I didn't get them in, or I'd be way ahead of you guys. But that's another. Hey, I accept responsibility of stupidity and not getting it done. But
speaking of which. Michael Penix, let's talk about him for a second.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Listen, he looked like he'd been playing in the league for years.
Yeah.
And compared to the week before that, or even the week before that, Michael Penix didn't look like he played in this league for years. So what a difference a week makes after you get your ass handed to you.
And Jackson Dart, I mean, dude, that guy. He didn't put up big numbers, but boy, he had command of that offensive line.
Interestingly enough, when you talk Jackson Dart, I mean, and what he did. By the way, he beat a team that was undefeated. Well, they weren't undefeated; they were 3-1. And 2-1. The expectations of him going in there, no one saw that from a mile away. You expect the rookie week one to, get pounded, and that's what happened. He got pounded.
5 sacks.
Exactly, but guess what? Still won the football game. So, and that was a big deal as well. So, here's what we'll do. All right. So let's talk a little bit. Let's go back. Let's talk about Thursday Night Football as our Thursday. This was Sunday Morning Football before the other game started. The Minnesota Vikings and the Steelers. You want to talk about a game that I completely missed on and a no-show for in reality. The the score 24-21. It wasn't even close that way for the first three and a half quarters of that game. The Steelers dominated the Vikings, and they tried to get in there at the last moment. Waited too long.
But I'm sorry, I got noise around me.
Oh, I thought you were about ready to say something, but that being said, interestingly enough, that game and mute. Yeah, I'll mute for you for a second, and then I'll bring you back in. But interestingly enough, the story that comes out of that was the backup quarterback. Are you back? All right, very good.
Yeah.
The backup quarterback getting mugged over in Dublin. But here's the funny thing. By the way, he lost jewelry and all kinds of stuff. When you're traveling and you're a football player, you're going there for football. I don't understand why you take all your jewelry and all the things that are valuable and for that matter, carry it with you to where you can get mugged and robbed. It just makes zero sense. I don't understand it.
You have the sound bite in your file. Keeping it real.
Well, yeah, I guess that's not keeping it real. That's keeping it real dumb, in reality. And I have that one in the file too. But when I heard about it, we were just, I think I was sitting at my brother's house, and I didn't even hear about this, and but. I was sitting here thinking, and I heard it, and I was doing. I know I'm smarter than that. Some shouldn't need to take that kind of stuff to you. I don't know. It just makes zero sense. I can't even. It makes zero sense to even try to explain it. Makes no sense at all. So, but
we don't expect you to understand, sir, because you don't make millions of dollars and have to live the lifestyle they have to live.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. The backup quarterback for the Steelers doesn't make that many millions of dollars in reality.
How much money do you think? How much money do you think the backup quarterback of the NFL has made in his lifetime?
Oh, I don't know. Skylar, his name is Skylar something. I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, he's on whatever rookie contract that he signed and whatever bonus he got. I don't think it's million. I mean, let's just say it's millions to us, but in reality, it's kind of, for football players, I don't think it would, his salary and what he has been making comes close to, what you would think about a starting quarterback in the NFL.
More than I make.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And knowing that more than what you make, you wouldn't be that stupid to carry around all your valuables in a foreign country that you've never been in. However,
first of all, hold my beer, okay?
yeah, is that what it is? Yeah.
Hold my damn beer.
I'm telling you right now that the NFL security was, I don't know how he lost it, but wherever he was, he didn't have any NFL security, or that wouldn't have, at least I don't think it would have happened in reality. But big game for the Steelers. Listen, they went in, they took care of business, and I thought that they would probably lose this game, especially being overseas and Minnesota. I kind of liked how I saw in Carson Wentz last week. What a difference a week makes in reality.
Did I see that the Minnesota is staying over there to play in London next week?
Yeah, they play in London, so they're going to be really fresh.
Are they taking road or home games away from them on this?
Say that again.
Are they taking road or home games away from them on this?
I have no clue. I haven't looked at that part of it. I'm sorry. Maybe you should have done the research before you asked that question.
Sure, I'm kind of busy at work right now, so
I see. But,
I'm not staying at a pizza place where I can have a beer. No,
this is a brewery company.
My bad.
The food here is so good. Oh man, and so that I can't wait for that. But anyway. Outside of that, interesting way to start off the day. As far as yesterday, when we were doing our show, keeping track of the game.
I will say this though. The best thing about doing the show that we do on Sunday, once that show is over, I put the game on, lay down on the couch, and I was out for 3 hours.
Yeah, which you ought to be embarrassed about you and I'm questioning your football fandom in
I was
reality.
tired. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Dude, having to deal with you for three, having to deal with you for 3 hours is enough. Look,
wait.
look.
All right, wait. The way you said that, the way you said, well, I was tired. The way you said it,
I got none of that. But hey, look. I'll put it this way: I can now appreciate why my parents would like. One thing my dad would do, he would turn on NASCAR, watch the beginning of the race, sleep for the next 3 hours, and wake up and see who's going to win the damn race.
Hey, there you go.
I can
Now,
so appreciate that.
if you only watch one football game, I get it. But when it's red zone and everything, no, I want to be able to see it. I want to, because if I was stuck just watching one football game with, again, 16 years, by the way, red zone's been doing this.
This is total BS.
It is. It's hard enough to do that tonight, as the games are about ready to kick off. By the way, before we do that, let's get to the first game, okay? And talk about it. I mean, we really briefly talked about the game yesterday, but the first game up on tap is going to be the Jets in Miami. If I'm not mistaken, at least as far as your pick was concerned, you were going to go Miami.
I switched it back over to the Jets.
You're going to keep hey, let's see. You got about let's see here. Nope, it's too late. And by the way, the Dolphins are up on the Jets 10-0 right now, just to let you know. But that being said, a big run from the Jets, so they're trying to get back into it. But here's the thing: I'm not going to pick a football team where the team is checked out. I mentioned this yesterday, and looking at all the numbers and looking what's going on and looking what Tua does. Maybe it's the uniforms. They got those really cool black uniforms.
I saw it on TV recently. I saw it recently with the black helmets and the.
I like that. Oh no, I like it. I like it. I mean, but you got to be if you're going to do
you're
that.
You're easily entertained though. Okay,
you got to be a badass.
I've seen you at wrestling shows. You butter up to everybody else and go, "Hey, picture time! Come on, guys! Go on. This is fun. Go look at you.
I get pictures of you.
Aren't you happy with that? Because I charged for my picture, fucker.
Hey, how much do I owe you?
$200.
I've taken lots of pictures with you. That being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Catch us from 9 a.m. to noon. We take you right up.
My life was hijacked at this point.
Yeah, I know. I remember that. I was shocked. I didn't think I would see her there. But that was a different time, different era. Do we think we'll ever see her at a wrestling show again?
I don't think so, Tim.
Well, I will say this. I talked to my buddy Randy Wayne today,
and
he asked if I was coming out there this weekend for their show. I said I couldn't make it because of situations that I'm in. But I said, for sure, I'll be out there next year in March. And I'm trying to make it a twice a year deal to go out there to North Carolina until I move out there. So it's definitely going to start. I can't go out there this week, but it's definitely something they're going to do. But I'm only doing it when it's something that's going to better me, not anybody else.
Absolutely.
And that's why I do it.
And that's the only hey, you want to talk about in reality in the business that we were in and everything and doing what we were doing and how we were doing it in reality.
And how much we were doing.
Yeah. Keeping it real. Doing it again. Not that way anyway, but it is what it is. But Miami, I'm not gonna go with Miami doing what they're doing, especially not being. What is this play? Hold on one second. Oh, nice catch. Anyway, that being said, I want to if I'm gonna look at a football team. By the way, when you're in prime time and it's the Jets and Dolphins, that's a bad enough game. But when you no-show like the way the Dolphins have done at 0-3, you better do what you're doing right now. 10-0 over the Jets. 6:31 left to go here in the second quarter. Holy cow. I think they started at 4:30 or something for crying out loud.
Yeah, they started the first game about 6, I think.
Yeah, let's see, because I thought it was going to start in a few minutes. So, so they definitely started a little early. Because I thought they were just kicking off. So,
You got that West Coast game. You got that West Coast game happening later, so it works
yeah,
out better for them.
I mean, I was looking at the times for the game, and I was looking at Eastern Standard Time, and I thought they were kicking off an hour difference, but in this case, it's 2 hours. So,
Well, yeah. Remember, aren't you on Western time now?
yeah, I'm on California time right now until
Yeah.
the time change. Then I go to Mountain time, 8. But yeah, but no, I still thought the game started at 5:15 local time. So I guess, in reality, I was missed it. So, it is what it is. But anyway, right now the Jets are trying to drive right now. It looks like 2nd down and 6. They just crossed midfield into the Miami Dolphins area of the football. So, of the football field. It looks like that Justin Fields is playing in reality. Let me see if he stands up. Yeah, he is number 7. So, looks like Justin Fields is playing this game for the Jets. So, good to see him. Yeah, but you must have did a time change right there. So anyway, that being said, this game here, I am on the Jets. You made the switch back to the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay, so why'd you do that? I mean, what are you thinking?
Because I can't afford to be a game down from you.
Well, you're lucky I didn't hit the save button. That's all I gotta tell you, pal. Or I'd be about 4 or 5 ahead. No, I might have even been 6 ahead of you, if that would have happened. But listen, I'm gonna have that week. Everybody in this whole league, doing the picks are gonna have that week where you end up with 6 or 7, and you go, God, how'd that happen? Kind of thing.
I thought this happened all 4 weeks I've been playing.
Well, that's how my picks have been going for the last 4 years. Although last year I actually did halfway decent. So
it's all about you. I know.
That's what it works out. When it is about me, it just makes life a lot easier for everybody around. When I'm happy, everybody's happy. So
not really.
Yeah, not really. All right, so
I'm good, Coach. Just quiet. Good, quiet.
So mute that, and he'll come back when he is ready. And that being said, let's go to some of the other games that we're talking about. Happened yesterday. Let's go ahead and put this up, and we see how the Texans not only handled business, they didn't play around, but I'll tell you, the feelings of their quarterback right now is not very good. In fact, Podfather, he and maybe I'm going to let you try to decipher what he said. Listen,
if we keeping a buck right now, we ass. So we 0-4. We have this point. We got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our fucking games, and we've yet to do anything. So we have to lock in, especially myself on the offensive line. From the defensive line, from the special teams to all 3 faces, we have to play together. We have not played together this year yet.
What? I had no clue what he said. 0. And by the way, that's not a AI one. That came directly off of NFL.com. So it wasn't an AI one. This is actually what he said. Do you know what he said?
Yeah, he's saying our team sucks right now. We got to get better.
Very good. I knew I needed you.
But did you say that was Houston that was having the problem, or was that?
No, that's Tennessee.
Yeah. I was going to say that's Tennessee that had that problem.
Yeah, that's Ward.
Yeah, you know what though? He's your future leader of that team. He's your quarterback. He's the one guy that you want to have, the end all be all with. So he better say the right things. And as a rookie to come out and say that, he knows it ain't just him. It's everybody.
But guess what? If no one can understand what he's saying in reality,
going to amount to jack squat.
I didn't even understand what he said. Good Lord, but
Well, you should pay attention, sir.
I guess maybe that's what I got to do. But
They do teach Ebonics in some schools, okay, especially out there in
Okay,
the West Coast.
maybe I need to go back to I need to go back and learn a little bit
You
better. But
should.
the Tennessee Titans got their butts handed to them. But he also good rebound game in reality for the Texans. The Texans are a football team that did not look good the week before, and and they needed that game. And sometimes you need to go and route someone before you realize, oh, this is how we play. So and the rumors and all the things that were talked about the week before, they have been put on hold to see what can happen with CJ Stroud, see if he can move forward, see if he can get better, and see how they could. Because look at that division of football. I mean, my Jacksonville Jaguars are on top of that division in reality, and that's scary enough when you got the Colts also at 3-1, and you're sitting at 1-3, 2 games behind, and the Titans are where they are. They just got to get better. Don't expect much from them for the rest of the season, but I think you'll see flashes of how good he can be. That being Ward, the quarterback for the Texans, or the for the Tennessee Titans. I think we can maybe, hopefully, get a couple of games where we see a glimpse of what he can be, whether it's next year or a couple of years down the road.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's a rookie, so he's doing what you would expect a rookie to do. And this is what you always come out and say. You're going to suck as a rookie. So he's going out there. He's with this. Remember, there's a reason why that they're the first. That he got the first pick in the draft.
Right.
Because the rest of the team sucked.
Right.
They found the one player to start navigating everything through that. They got to get more than just him now.
Oh, I think so too. Oh,
so
definitely.
So they need to peek through free agency, look for some trades. They need to figure out how to build that team because again, you know, that quarterback's only going to do as good. I mean, right now he's on par to doing what let's just say Tim Couch could have done for the Browns. You know?
Exactly. Well, that's funny that you decided to use his name out of all the people that you could have pulled up right there.
But you know it's true. But you know it's true because
it's true.
Yeah, but you know with Tim Couch, I mean he never got a fair shake.
Right.
And the thing is, quarterbacks like Cam Ward who go to a team that's not that great.
Right.
And I mean, you know, so he's going to go there, and you know, until they put good things around him, or things that can actually build around him to make him more of a more positive player, you're going to have stuff like this.
Definitely. Okay, Miami has the ball. The Jets were unable to do anything. They had to kick it away, and they are actually on the Jets side of the football field now, too, doing an end around. They don't get anything, and that's going to bring up, looks like that's going to be second down after that play. But still 10-0 in that game. But that being said, I'm going to talk about it because I know you. I know you. I know Bryce, I know Cuervo and Obi expect me to route my football team, even though they won the football game. I'm not going to route my football team, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. And it's this.
Listen to me finally, right?
No, I was right. No, I was right. Right here. I know you. I know you hate when you have to admit that I'm right, but that being said, this right here is, listen. We started this season a far cry from this, right? I mean, in reality, definitely, the nuts, when you see it and then you hear it, you
Duval.
Insane sound of that guy. And when you hear what he said, how he said it, it's definitely a far cry than what you're looking at right here. And by the way, you don't want to see that guy. You want to see something else. You want to see a different person. You want to see a guy that stands up for himself. Keep my name out of your mouth. And he looked like he was going to go off. I couldn't get the video. But Liam Cohn was going after Robert Salas, and that's what I want. I want to see that out of my players on my football team, and I definitely want to see it out of the coach. So, maybe by the time the end of this season in reality rolls by and I get an opportunity to just, watch what I see week in and week out. Maybe
I was.
I don't know. But I do like what I see. I like what I saw yesterday. Hey, there were some spots where they just stunk up the place. Don't get me wrong, but it's how they got back into it and how they got back into it to win, and that right alone, I'm telling you right now, it sparks with the Robert Salas guy. Find out if you got any spine at all to go in there and play for your coach, which is exactly what they did in reality, and But I want to tell you right now, and Tom McMahon said this before the game, it's going to be one on the line. That offensive line, no sacks whatsoever for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's a big story in itself when you look at what they've done. And then you get this right here, put this up here. 3 turnovers in 4 games. That's 12 turnovers. Those are incredible numbers that the Jacksonville Jaguars are putting up defensively. Now, all they got to do is get back and make sure that they get the offensive side of the ball to play consistently like what we've seen on the defensive side of the ball.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
When do the Jaguars become the Jaguars?
Out of all the questions you could ask me, this is the question that you ask me. I mean,
because when they're bad, they're the Jaguars, but when they're good, they're the Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yeah. Hey, they're. Hey, I gotta give them credit, and you know, I don't have a problem giving them credit, but now it's about sustaining the 3-1 season and not have that mid-season or in-season slump. To where they humiliate themselves, make them look stupid, and make them realize, or make them
what?
look like.
There's still a whole lot of football to go, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Still got about 14 more games to go. So
absolutely, they may come, but I do want to be surprised. I do want them to win, and I always want them to win. I tried to get the point. I did not, the save button just hurt my feelings yesterday. I'm telling you right now. But I was on the Jags. I thought that they could win that game. And by the way, it had nothing to do. If this was a full, healthy 49ers crop, I would have never.
Which we'll never see, by the way.
Say that again.
We'll never see them be fully healthy.
No, but I mean more so. They had a lot. I mean, they brought Brock Purdy back a couple weeks too early, and it showed. And they got some massive injuries on the defensive side of the ball as well. And so that's the only reason that if they were full, I wouldn't have picked the Jaguars to win that game if they had some of the other vital personnel they needed.
First of all, is Brock Purdy just now being the seventh round pick that he should have been to begin with?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They brought him. Listen, he's on the high ankle sprain too. They brought him back in 2 weeks, which you don't do. But they had to. Hey, they had to do that for a reason. In reality, it's because they didn't have Mac Jones because he ended up getting hurt as well. So you didn't have Mac Jones out there to keep Brock Purdy off the football field for another 2 to 3 weeks. And on top of that. If they start looking for guys to try to go in and take over, they're gonna put it out there that Brock Purdy is more hurt than he really is, and did yesterday's game make it worse too? We're gonna find that out too.
I'm surprised you haven't asked a big question. Where is Garoppolo?
Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo is not the backup quarterback for that football team. He's a Ram. He is a Ram, so that's the reason why. So, that's where Garoppolo is, and you'll come back here when your mic. There's a little bit of noise on the side, but you'll come. But that being said, they're at commercial break. I'll get you the score here in a moment. But what I'm going to do, because I do need to hit the restroom here, I'm going to take a quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. And when we come back, we'll talk about some of the other scores. We'll also get to the late game here that's happening on Monday Night Football. We'll take that break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, coming to you live from Barrio Brewing Company. Here, it's Arizona's oldest brewery. Make sure you check them out here. Good stuff, good food, fun, football, and hey, You don't get much better than that. We'll be right back. Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company. Have hail damage to your vehicle and you're in the DFW area? Then First Choice Auto Hail is the first choice and right choice for you. First Choice Auto Hail Repair wants to protect your vehicle's value and investment by repairing hail damage. We even cover deductibles up to $1,000 per vehicle and can help you have your vehicle repaired for zero out-of-pocket costs. Give us a call at 469-288-2639. That's 469-288-2639. First Choice Auto Hail Repair, a name you can trust.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on.
Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip smacking, rib tickling, knee slapping, foot stomping, great tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at saxeicehouse.com. Go Mustangs! Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap. Check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona, or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company. Couch Potato Sports Show, as we are covering what's going on tonight and the Monday Night Football game, the first game. Right now, the Jets are down 10-0 to the Miami Dolphins in Miami, as the Dolphins right now have the ball. They're 3rd and 7. The defense has been keeping the Jets in this game as of right now, but the question is can the offense get going? And right now, they have the ball. 3rd down and 7. It's actually the Jets. Justin Field is in at quarterback, as they got 2 split on the wide. Justin gets the snap. He's back to pass, goes over the side, gets the ball, and is caught. And it's down to midfield, just onto the other side. A gain of about 13, so they get the first down. So Justin Fields trying to make a difference in tonight's game. We just lost the Podfather. Not sure if we're going to get him back or anything, but we'll keep you up to date on what's going on as far as Justin Field and the Jets. And I don't see the other game. It is not up as of yet, or just getting started. We'll keep track of that and find out when that's going to happen. That being said, let's go back to some of the games that were going on and what we saw in the NFL yesterday. And I'll bring it on up here. How about that? Cuervo must be a really happy guy. And not only that, Caleb Williams needs to be really happy too that the kicker got his game-winning field goal blocked, and the Bears ended up with the win 25-24. And going back to what the Podfather did say in reality is, getting that 1-point victory. That's all that matters. It's the tick up underneath the W side, which is something that we haven't seen on a regular basis for the Chicago Bears. And when you just look at some of the other things, and just within that division of football, the Lions on top of that division, 3-1. We're going to talk about them in just a moment. But the Packers at 2-1, the Bears at 2-2, along with the Vikings. Okay, so only one game holds the difference of this division. So everybody could be going. Now, granted, it's early. Like the Podfather said, early enough to maybe we won't see, what ends up happening later on in the season. Will they be there? I don't know. But I just got a message from the Podfather. He said he will be back in just a moment. So we'll see him when he gets here, and I turned that off. All right. So, well, maybe I didn't. Trying to figure that out. Here, I'll just kick myself out of it. There we go. Kick from studio. Bang. All right. So that being said, but the Bears, say whatever you want early in the season. The expectations that you had for the Bears to get certain wins at the beginning? No. Is this the game that you looked at and said, if you're going to be quote unquote a good football team, you need to get the victory? Absolutely. Without having this type of game to be able to play and sometimes they say it's sometimes better to be lucky than good. And that's what ended up happening. A block field goal that falls up on the luck side of it. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because guess what? Lots of games and that happen, you end up getting lucky. And when you get lucky, you get the victory. So the Chicago Bears gets the 1-point victory. By the way, that game was on the road too, playing in Vegas. With all the distractions that go on when you get to Las Vegas, and it happens all the time. The distractions of what Las Vegas is can get you out of your sync for the game. Now, did Caleb Williams play a good football game? No. But guess what? It's about fighting that. I talk about it all the time. It's not if you win or lose. It's basically how you win or lose a game. And in this case, you get the little bit of luck. You end up with the W, you end up with the tick on that W side. And you got to be really happy that ended up happening for, Bear fans, because really you expected that to be over, because that was a very makeable kick in reality. So going through the uprights, that was huge. If you're or not going through the upright, it was huge for the Chicago Bear fans that are out there. So let's get into some breaking news that happened today. The Texans are trading Cam Robinson to the Browns. Now, I don't know the backstory on this, but if you're being traded to the Browns, that's scary, because that's not a lateral move whatsoever. In reality, based upon the division of football that you play in the AFC South, he goes to the AFC North on the worst team that quite possibly is in that division with the Browns. But Cam Robinson, listen, say whatever you want about the guy, all right? This is a guy that is unfortunately a guy that had problems. He was with the Jaguars not more than a few years ago. Then he gets over. Now he's in Houston, same division of football. And again, when you look at what's going on, the Browns need that, in reality, beef up that offensive line for whether it's Joe Flacco or whoever is going to be the quarterback for that football team in the future. This is a good pickup for him. It's not like Cam Robinson's a bad football player. In fact, he's a damn good one, and that's the reason why the Browns went out to get him, if the mindset is that they are actually going to try to win football games. On the other hand, the Houston Texans letting a massive guy on the offensive line go? And that right now, C.J. Stroud in his third year is having the problems that he's having already. And that also being said, if you're C.J. Stroud, you can't be happy about this move. quite possibly the most talented offensive lineman that he had on his team, not going to be protecting him anymore. And whether or not you think it's a good move, bad move, it's a great move for the Cleveland Browns, especially with Joe Flacco, who runs slower than me, and that's hard to believe anyway. But you've got to be able to protect your quarterback, and Joe Flacco, as slow as he is just getting pummeled. Again, I don't know in reality if that is a good thing, bad thing for the Browns. What their future is, it's not Joe Flacco. And it's not even Joe Flacco for next year. Right now, it's Joe Flacco for right now. And that should scare the hell out of them. Because they're not going to give Shedeur Sanders that opportunity. The writing is on the wall. By the way, I want me some Shedeur Sanders down there in Jacksonville. Well, yes, Sonny, you got Trevor Lawrence, absolutely. Okay, but we also got Mullins as the backup, and believe me, give me Shedeur Sanders along with Travis Hunter and the opportunity for them to create something. Give me that all day long. Mullins is not a good quarterback. He's not even a good backup quarterback. So that's big news that came out today. All right. More football news that Patrick Mahomes, good Lord, 25, 37, 270 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. And Podfather, who is back, I'll unmute him, or should I? Well, maybe I'll let him unmute.
Yo, what's up?
There he is. So, that being said, what did you think about the Kansas City Chiefs getting the victory yesterday?
I don't think any of us predicted that to happen, but they're finding their legs again. So they did it against a very beat up Ravens team. So we'll have to wait and see what happens next week.
Yeah, the beat up is a big portion. Did they actually get that victory, or did they end up winning against a beat up football team? You're absolutely right. That's going to be something that we'll find out next week. Can the Chiefs handle what's coming their way? I don't know who they got on their schedule or now, but that being said, depending on who it is, it's going to be the big story over there. And I don't know. Good, bad, or indifferent. Is Patrick Mahomes back? I guess we can debate that maybe after next week. Like you said, I want to see more. I want to see them continue to be the consistent that they know how and can be. So all that's going to be the big story come next week. As far as, by the way, also the Kansas City Chiefs did that at home too. So that's actually a good thing for them in reality when you take a look at it. So are you feeling confident in the Chiefs? Do you think they'll end up, making that next step there, Podfather?
It's too early in the game. I mean, by the time we get to the middle of October, I think I'll have a better, clearer idea of who everybody is.
Well, we talk about it here. We're in week 4. Week 4.
It's still not October. It's still not October yet.
It's still not. Well, I know, but we also get a good idea about what kind of football team that you are after 4 weeks in the NFL. I say 6, but most people say 4. But that being said, but we know the Lions look like contenders, don't they? Or the Rams look like contenders, don't they? I mean, 27-20. I mean, for crying out loud, that is a big, big game. They take down one of the teams that is undefeated, that being the Indianapolis Colts. And just that being said, they look good doing it. And say what you want, the Indianapolis Colts they weren't expected to win. They damn near did win this game, though. It took Matthew Stafford to finally wake up in the middle of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth, before you ended up seeing what ended up happening there, Podfather. He came back and showed why he is a guy that can take your team to the Super Bowl. And right now, the Rams are the other team in the NFC that look like they might be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm just not ready to anoint the Rams yet. I mean, I know a lot of people. I mean, they're definitely the best team in the West. Although the Seahawks, I mean, you give the Seahawks credits too. I mean, the Seahawks are showing a lot of grit right now.
Yes, they are.
But again, you got to get get me through October 1st.
Right.
And then,
and the surprising teams like the Colts, the Seahawks, and other teams that are there, doing well here so far. Yeah, that's when you're talking about November, December, see if they could keep it up.
Yeah.
And also, the key on those teams is keeping everybody who has helped them be where they're at healthy, so they can maybe be able to put up a good fight in November and December. So
well,
that's be
this is a good time to get injured right now because you'll have time to heal up for November and December so you can get into the grind. But you got to hope your team's going to have to get to the grind. So
big time. You definitely have to be able to get that part done. The Rams, they just look like right now. They look like they're a complete football team. Both sides of the ball, by the way. Their defense is crushing, by the way. So they're doing really good on the defensive side of the ball. But that being said, there's only 2 undefeated teams in the NFL right now, and one of them is this one right here. What a game. If you had the opportunity to watch that game, I don't know. Or is that one? Yeah. I think
I was sleeping during that game.
I think you slept through that one in reality.
But you know what though? As good as the Eagles are being 4-0, they're all close games.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no blowouts.
Right. They're grinding games out, and not only that.
Which, when you think about it, that's kind of what Kansas City did last year.
Absolutely. And so, gosh, are you reading my mind? Because that's exactly where I was going.
God,
you got up there too. Super Bowl champions that you've seen with the Kansas City Chiefs, and now you got what's going on right now. Yeah,
you got hungry yet?
So that being said, I went ahead and paused him. I'm not sure what they're talking about over there. He'll come back in when he's ready.
We're talking about my lunch. It's due in about 20 minutes.
Ah, gotcha. So, what do you got for lunch?
I got them healthy choice chicken noodle whatever type deals. I don't know. It is what it is.
Oh, okay. I won't tell you what I have because it's going to put yours to shame. And
I'm sure it will, sir. But you know what though? I've been losing weight, sir.
Yes, I understand.
I mean, it's all part of my goal to be 250.
You're on your way.
15 pounds away. 15 pounds away. Then I'll work on being 230.
There you go. So 20-pound increments is what you're looking at. So
listen, just enough to take really big shits and then just come back and do it again. Thank you for
that. I always can depend on the Podfather to bring
gross out the entire building.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God they can't necessarily hear you. So
maybe they should. They should put me on TV and then blare it up really loud.
No, you won't even come online to where people can see you. And I'm on the screens all over the place.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, they can't find nothing better to watch on TV than you.
Scaring the children away too. So
yeah,
we got a big party actually out here. So
they're all seeing Santa Claus behind there saying that he's not real.
Yeah, and here, he's in a bar getting drunk.
Speaking of which, are you doing the Santa thing out there this year?
I am going to let you know about that a little bit later.
Because if you can't get that, will you shave the beard?
I'm not shaving the beard, man. The beard is here to stay. I haven't, and by the way, I haven't touched it in 3 years. But probably in the next month or so, I'm going to go get her shaped up and get it looking really nice, and sort of I can look like the picture that I got up on myself, maybe a little bit better.
You need to, just to pay homage to him, you need to do the Hulk Hogan thing again.
No, I don't think so. It's really too long to do that right now.
Well,
anyway.
I mean, what you do? Go look up Greg Anthony, the wrestler. He has like a brown beard, but he has like a golden highway as part of the middle part of his beard. It's very luscious.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so.
It
was bad. It was bad enough I did mine as bad as it was anyway. That was horrible.
That was awful. Yeah.
Hey, but let's get back to what you were talking about. Michael Penix, there you go. 34-27. We talked about that placard. It was 0-8, by the way, when the team scored 7 points or more as far as where the Falcons were. Yes. So he breaks that. So now he's 1-8. A good game there. But then again, at the same time, this was a game where I saw the injuries on the other side of the ball and what Michael Penix has the ability to do. He hasn't done it on a consistent level. That's absolutely true. But it does help when you got major guys out of the lineup for the Washington Commanders. That happened yesterday.
Yeah, the Commanders are in a lot of trouble right now because they're losing more than they're winning, and that's not good for them.
This is true. This is true. And after last year, listen, everybody expected a little bit more, but when you got Jaden Daniels down, okay, and then you have Marcus Mariota, which, by the way, I like me some Marcus, but not as much as Kirk Cousins and Jimmy, but I like him, but it's just not enough in reality. That's a football team that needs to find somebody who might be available because Marcus Mariota is not the answer in reality.
He's good for right now. And the thing is, not having Terry McLaurin there, not having that deep threat that you need to have
right now, anyway.
Yeah, it didn't help.
Yeah,
and I didn't see the game, but I mean, how's the running game going this year? Do they have one?
They have a little bit. You also remember they got Deebo Samuels on that football team, but they've been using him in the passing game in reality.
Yeah, and he's only good for 5 games, so I mean,
he might get nicked up as well, and you might not see him in the lineup like you said. So, that being said, so let's see here. Yep. So, that being, hopefully we'll see a little bit more because I do want to see that NFC East be just a crazy division of football. And, as it is, it always comes down to in this case, week 16, 17, and now 18, last 3 weeks of the season is always a good division of football to watch, that obviously being what the NFC East does each and every year.
You think about it, how many Super Bowl teams have gone to the Super Bowl with a tie?
I don't know.
I can't name one.
I don't think it has happened at all.
I mean, that's going to hamper the Packers this year for sure.
Yep. All right, so it looks like Miami scored again. They're about ready to kick off. They don't have the score up yet. No, they didn't. It's 10-3. And I don't understand why. Oh, it's the second half. I'm like, why are they kicking off? It's still 10-3. It's the beginning of the second half of football.
And the other game's already started too, I
think. Let's see here. Let me check to see if it's up on the board.
So last I saw it was like 3-0.
I'll take a look and find out what the score is. It's not up on the TV here. So we'll find out.
What kind of broadcaster are you, sir? Come on now.
Listen, I didn't expect. I expected it to be on the. I expected it to be up on it, and you're right. 3-0 Bengals over the Bengals over the Broncos right now. 2:19 left to go in the first quarter. So there you go. And looks like Buffalo the Broncos have the ball. 2nd down and 2 at the Cincinnati 15. So they're knocking on the door over there, just kind of what you kind of expected in reality so far. So that being said, by the way, let's talk about that game here really quick. As far, the Bengals obviously not having their guy, when you don't have Joe Burrow, it's bad enough. This is a football team that had a hard time getting out of the gate with Joe Burrow. Now that makes it even worse right now, based upon where they are as far as that division of football. Oh my gosh, it's killer but they're still 2-1. So they're basically, if they get the win tonight, they'll be tied with the Steelers. But the expectations of that are not happening in reality, based up, obviously who's at the quarterback position for the Cincinnati Bengals.
But the thing about, if you're Jake Browning, imagine how much pressure is put on you to maintain this until your starter gets back.
December. It's not like this is going to happen
I know,
here.
right?
You know, it's got a long time to have to be. You're absolutely right. Carrying the weight of that is huge. So
And by the way, you go back to Joe Burrow. I mean, that guy's brittle as hell, isn't he?
yeah, absolutely. And he might. Yeah, someone. I think you said it. He might be. This year's. Andrew Luck, for God's sake. But Jake Browning right now, 6 of 9, 48 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions as of now. They had to settle for a field goal on their first drive. So the Broncos now trying to make up and trying to get back into it. So we'll watch that one on the side. But I think that's without the. I took 2 seconds to think about it. It's Browning, okay? He's the backup quarterback. He's not going to be able to. You don't expect him to win this type of game. Maybe a different type of game that they'll be playing. But no, you shouldn't expect. Oh, there is a Miami Dolphin down. Let's find out who that might be. As a catch was made on the sideline that Tua threw, and they're checking
took over his contract.
Well, yeah, it wasn't Tua that got hurt though, but the pass. It's Tyreek Hill.
That's why I said Tyreek Hill.
I'm looking at it right now. Whoa. Okay, and that's not good for the Miami Dolphins. They're in a bad situation as it is, but it's a good thing they're home anyway.
So if I was Tua right now, I hand the ball off every play.
Listen, because they'll be going after him big time right now.
Yeah, most definitely because who's going to throw to?
Yep,
Waddle?
absolutely. No, Waddle, he's out too. I don't think he's back yet. He was injured, and the Denver Broncos just scored the touchdown, and they're up 7-3 as the extra point is good. We kept track of that.
I'm so glad my sources are coming true on that.
Oh, is that right? Yes, yeah, I understand. So, but let's see here. Oh, yeah, so that's the Falcons and Commanders. Interesting game yesterday. So the Commanders got some work to do, especially with Marcus Mariota. And say whatever you want. I told you for the last 3 weeks, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Michael Penix. He might be able to put it together. He comes up with a big win, by the way, here. There's something to look forward to for him in the next few weeks.
Well, hey, Sonny, real quickly, I need to get going because I got to get on with my job. But definitely look forward to talking to you again on Sunday. And for everybody who's taking my picks as a way to make money, don't do that.
Don't do that. And what's your shows this week?
I don't have any. I kind of put off Shoots TV on hiatus for the time being. But because normally we'd run them on Friday, but we haven't had a chance to. Well, no, I work Thursdays. So
now you do. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, but since I've had the schedule change in my work, I haven't had a chance to record Offshoots TV. It's on hiatus for the time being until I can get my finances where they need to get to, so I can get back to paying for StreamYard or whoever else I'm going to go with. So
gotcha.
Until then, I mean, I still got the Popfather channel, so I still do my movie reviews, so go check that out. 57 subscribers so far, so still growing with that. So
gotcha.
And I did a quick little review of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and I got over 1,000 views. So
I
like
good.
that. I find nothing good about the movie either. So there you go.
Gotcha. All right, my man. You take care. We will see you on Sunday. Anything that you wanted to say before you left, or no? Oh, I just saw the injury.
Yeah. If you're Tyreek Hill, this is your way to get out of Miami. Bye.
Yeah. Well, that's brutal. And in fact, they're putting him on a kind of like a cart to get him out. I saw the twist. Oh my gosh, that leg, and I'm not sure if it's a leg or a foot or a combo of both, but it's not good.
Dude, things have gone bad for him since he left Kansas City.
Well, there's a lot more behind it than that, but yes, you're right. Going out. By the way, Kareem Hunt is back in Kansas City, which I thought was very interesting too. So,
okay, well, there you go.
Get out of here. I'll talk at you later. He is the Podfather. You can check him out. He comes up on our show as he's and part of our pick'em, and in the NFL offseason, he's usually there. But hey, don't have much of a life. But let's get back to this one right here. The Buffalo Bills handled the Saints. By the way, the 19 is kind of like a push. It was more like 12. That was a garbage touchdown at the end of the game, but the Buffalo Bills handled them like they should, by the way. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. When you look at the schedule and what type of team that you are, when you're the Buffalo Bills, you're expected to run the whole thing, but you'll get to a game where you go, oh, the Buffalo Bills against, I don't know if you want to say, the Chiefs, which, by the way, was that or the Ravens. These are the games. But these other guys, these other teams where, when you're the Buffalo Bills, you're expected to beat that football team. And when you don't beat that football team, they get beat up, whether it's suppressed fans or whatever the case may be. And we saw that for the last few years before they started getting really good. If you go back 3 to 5 years, Josh Allen, was getting beat up in the media and everything else. But this is the year that maybe you should expect it. Last year's MVP, he's playing well now. He showed that yesterday. So watch out for the Denver Broncos. The other side of that, when you look at the Saints are a football team that are in disarray. They got a new head coach. They got Rattler at the quarterback position. And I'm telling you right now, I put it out there yesterday. Talking about who they might. I'm telling you right now, that football team needs Kyler Murray, and Kyler Murray stinks. Okay, so that alone kind of tells you what type of football. But if he got into a different system that would work for him, that might be good. But here's the problem with Kyler Murray, and we saw it. They did, not this week. Thursday Night Football, he found Marvin Harrison. Not finding Marvin Harrison the games before that to where they are, that is one of the biggest problems that the Arizona Cardinals have. Every single passing play, the number one guy's got to be Marvin Harrison. There's no pass plays that are set for to go someplace else. He's the superstar, and supposedly Kyler Murray is a superstar. They got to start putting that together, or you're going to see what ended up happening like he did last year, a 1 point loss. So the Arizona Cardinals, they've got to get all on the same page. And if I'm the owner, if I'm Bill Bidwell, well, it's not Bill, it's his son now. But if I'm Mr. Bidwell, I'm coming down and I'm having a talk with my head coach. I'm having my talk with Kyler Murray, and I'm having a talk with Marvin Harrison saying, what the heck is going on here? Because this is not what it's expected. This is not what it should be. And those close games, those are the difference from making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. Those close games are what cost you, whether it is whether you miss something to get to a playoff, or seeing the big plays coming, and you're seeing them more than not, because you're not seeing big plays in Arizona when you should. Whether it's Kyler Murray using his legs, making plays, making smart plays, that's one of the problems you could talk about, is whether they're smart problems or not. Smart decisions are something that you don't see from Kyler Murray lately. And that's where the problem lies in reality. Never mind the fact that he can't see over the offensive line. It kills him out every single time. And the Arizona Cardinals, you look at the division of football that they play in the NFC. Okay, they play in the West, for crying out loud. We're only talking about maybe the 49ers being the best team in that division. But you look at the Seahawks, they're 3-1. The Rams are 3-1. Now, on a positive, I mean, I've been bashing Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. They're 2-2. They're only one game back, but everybody else is one game up on them. This is a football team that needs to get down to the nitty-gritty within their own division, because the Seahawks being ahead of them at 3-1, that should be an embarrassment in reality if you're an Arizona Cardinal or Cardinal fan. The Seattle Seahawks are better. By the way, they're not just better than you. They're a lot better than you. And the embarrassment of losing to that football team the way that the personnel on that football team is now, that shouldn't happen if you're the Arizona Cardinals. You should be able to handle Sam Darnold, for God's sake. They don't have DK Metcalf anymore. But, hey, they're 2-2. They're still in the fight. They might have an opportunity to move forward, but I'll tell you, if that relationship, listen, whatever they got to do to kiss and make up, or whatever Marvin Harrison did to make him mad, or vice versa, or maybe he just needs to come down a notch off of his, entitlement, that being Kyler Murray, that he's the next best thing since Fruit Punch. Okay, that's not the way it works. So if they saw last week, it was a start. They're making the connection. Didn't get the win, but it was a start. So let's see what the Arizona Cardinals can do. They got to play better. And if I am in Arizona, I almost said stuck in Arizona, but I'm here in Arizona. I got to watch this football team. Okay, you know what it is? I'm a Jaguar fan. It's like watching the Jaguars about 4 or 5 years ago when they're pathetic, and that's what they are right now. And by the personnel that's out on the football field isn't pathetic. The problem is they're not putting it together with the head coach. They are not getting along. There's no chemistry, and it's obvious. Until they get that straightened out, you'll see them, getting on, ending up at the bottom of this division. Again, only one game back, so I'll stop bashing the Arizona Cardinals for a little bit and see what happens in week 5, 6, and 7. That you can find some games to grow on to where you don't look like the pathetic mess that you really are. You get the wins against some of the teams that you should win if you're quote unquote a good football team. And you stay in games against the teams that are good, then people can look at you and go, well, maybe you're not as pathetic as we thought you were. But the Arizona Cardinals, they can't get out of their own way. They lose games in the fourth quarter. It's, oh my God, I think it's I think that all year long, as far as the Arizona, the 2 losses they lost in the fourth quarter right at the end of the game. And they were lucky to get the 2. So we'll live on luck. Just like the Jaguars, they lived on luck. They played good, but the week before that, the Jaguars won that game. They got lucky. Sometimes it's better than being lucky than good. And I think if you ask any Arizona Cardinal fan, they wish they were at least lucky. Be lucky much better to be lucky than good. So, interesting game here. I'll go ahead and put this placard up right here. I mean, listen. This is what you do. Okay, Arizona Cardinals, I want you to look at this game. So I'm going to bring you in here on the little situation. Arizona Cardinals follow what the New England Patriots did. What did they do? They stomped the Carolina Panthers. Okay, if you're a good quote unquote, if you're a good football team, that's what you do. You put it together. And you win games against teams that just completely and utterly stink. And say whatever you want about the Carolina Panthers, man, they're right there. They stink. They stink up the joint. They're pathetic. Bryce Young really, really needs to get with his head coach and his offensive coordinator and figure this out. But Mike Vrabel put together a good game plan in this one. And not only did they beat the team, they stomped them. And me and Obi, we talk about it many times. In the close to 30, let's see here. Yeah, close to 35 years I've known Obi. The main thing when you're a good football team, you put your foot on their throat and you crush their throat. You keep on with it until they finally choke out. And that's what the Patriots did to a bad football team. And in fact, the Carolina Panthers, when you cannot beat the Atlanta Falcons, okay, it's one thing to lose to the Buccaneers, okay? But when you lose to the Atlanta Falcons, or you're not even competitive in that kind of game, That should scare you. The Saints, well, they were competitive against the Saints, but they still ended up on the L side. Got to get those ticks, man, because if you don't get those ticks, you end up at the bottom of it. So let me get you an update up on the games that are going on right now. Live. Let's get the games right now. All right, so the Jets are down 17-10 to the Dolphins. They're in the third quarter. They got 9:26 left to go. The Jets have the ball. They just got it off of a kick from the Dolphins. So they're in commercial break. The Broncos up 7-3 on the Bengals. The Bengals have the ball 3rd and 20 on their own 39-yard line. 2 holding penalties backed them up 20. So they got to put it together. So that's update up on what's going on in the games right now. Take a look at some of the other games that happened yesterday. And I got to push the button right here. Oh, how about this? The Detroit Lions. They not only did they take care of business, they embarrassed Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco was pathetic. And guess what now has to happen? A decision has to be made on what you're going to do if you're the Cleveland Browns. And you can say whatever you want about Joe Flacco. I said it at the beginning of the season. What's the difference? If you're going to go Dylan Gabriel or Shadir Sanders, what's the difference? At least you got some kind of athletic ability with Shadir Sanders or Gabriel. This guy he is standing in cement that is dried. He can't even move. So Joe Flacco, he's got a lot of work. He's got a lot of work to do. And that defense is the number one defense. So that just shows you that they are not putting forth any or at least enough on the offensive side to stay in a game. Their defense is keeping them in games. The offense is what's making them look bad and be bad. And whether or not that the Browns start Gabriel or Shadir Sanders, that decision needs to be made sooner or later. Having, you're the Cleveland Browns, okay? You're in the toughest division of football. We talk about it all the time. And you're sitting down there at 1-3 along with the Ravens. Okay, at least the Ravens have the excuse of their team looks like a mash unit. Now, what did they do? They got Cam Robinson, former Jacksonville Jaguar, also went over to Houston. They pick him up from Houston to try to protect whether it's going to be Joe Flacco or somebody else. The pickup tells me that Joe Flacco is going to start next week. And if you're a Cleveland Brown fan, you better start screaming for Dylan Gabriel. Because if you don't like Shadir Sanders, frankly, and I'm going to admit it, I can't. By the way, on the record, I can't stand Shadir Sanders. Can't stand him. Can't stand his father, let alone anything else. But he's just like his father. But guess what? You're the Cleveland Browns. You started this season going with Joe Flacco. You've been, quote unquote, doing the right thing by how you do it. Wow, this is your starter. He's got experience and everything else. It's time for the Cleveland Browns to take that left turn and be a different football team. Is it crazy? Of course. But what have you been doing for the last 30 years? Doing the, quote unquote, right thing. Stop it. Move on. And if you don't like Shadir Sanders or you have no intentions on doing, get rid of him. Jacksonville will pay for him, and I hope we get him. Okay, not because I like him. Okay, but if Trevor Lawrence goes down, you got Travis Hunter, the guy that has been throwing him the football for the last 2 years, happens to be Shadir Sanders. The Jacksonville Jaguars should be on the phone right now. And by the way, let me just put it out there. Okay, Mr. Khan, it's time for you to pick up the phone and realize who you got on your football team and realize who threw him the ball for the last 2 years for the reason why you took him in the first place. I mean, Joe Burrow's throwing it to Jamar Chase. That's what they did over at LSU for 3 years. And if you're the Jaguars, this costs you nothing. Nothing. It ain't gonna hurt, and maybe he'll be happy. I don't know. I don't know if Shadur Sanders is capable of being happy. I don't think there's been a time where I think we could say, Shadur, it's about time for you to kind of, put it together and be a quarterback that people can look at and respect week in and week out. However, and I understand what people are talking about just a little bit. Hasn't done anything illegal or anything else, but attitude is everything. I used to bowl with Obi, and our bowling team was called Attitude is Everything. And that is, if you have a look upon what the world is about with a nasty disposition, guess what? Your attitude's going to show that. Hell, I've even learned that even at an old age. But you got to be able to put it together. And I know there's not any great big pandemonium of the people I know of Shadur Sanders. But sometimes you just got to do the right thing, Mr. Khan. Pick up the phone. The Browns obviously don't want him. And if they don't want him, find somebody else, because they can go get another backup that, that might be, quote unquote, more experienced than Shadur Sanders and supposedly would be better. Hell, why don't you just make the trade? Put Mullins in the trade. You can have your backup quarterback be Mullins, and we'll take Shadur Sanders off your hand. Again, can't stand him. But we don't know what kind of football player he's really going to be. If you want to base it off of the preseason, you can go ahead. There have been many football players who just stunk up the place in preseason and turned out to be great football players. So let's kind of put it together here. It's really sad that it has to be that way, but figure out a way to make him happy. And I think if he's with Travis Hunter, I think he could be happy, somewhat happy. Who knows? Other game that's up here, let me actually just throw this on here. How about this? It's very simple. Dak was more indispensable in my mind, according to Jerry Jones, and trying to rub it in to Micah Parsons. What did Micah Parsons do to you, Jerry? Seriously, dude. You let a Pro Bowl caliber defensive player walk. You get the trade, okay. Yeah, now I'll tell you right now, if you don't do good with those picks that you got for him, man, which is a common thing that happens with Jerry Jones, if you just look back into the past on what Jerry Jones is all about, he'll screw this up. But you can argue whether or not it's right or wrong. But to come out to say what he just said about Micah Parsons, he ought to be embarrassed. First of all, he's Jerry Jones. He should be embarrassed enough. But this right here makes zero sense to try to rub this in, especially the day when you get Micah Parsons back with the Packers, which, by the way, Micah Parsons stole that game away from you and ended up in a tie. So watch. I mean, Jerry Jones sometimes, man, I get it. And I know there's a lot of people that believe that Jerry Jones is really not out to win. I haven't gotten to that point yet. And I know, good, better, and different. Maybe I should be there. Maybe I should say, well, this guy doesn't care about winning. It's all about, just talk. Okay, I'm going to do it. It's like Donald Trump, okay? All he does is talk so he can get in the media. It's the Dallas Cowboys all over. The Dallas Cowboys are the Donald Trumps of the NFL because he doesn't care if they win. It's more about talk. Maybe does he care? I don't know. I haven't gotten to that point. But this guy he's on the radio twice a week. Anything and everything that comes with the Dallas Cowboys or anybody's talking about him, he's happy. Now, granted, his wife is the quote unquote brand person. But really, I don't buy that either. So what needs to happen, let me rephrase that. Jerry Jones just taking a dig in reality at Micah Parsons. And not only that, the person he compared him to is Dak Prescott. Listen, Dak Prescott hasn't been anything to write home to mama about for the last 4 or 5 years. On the other hand, Micah Parsons has. Now, who's more valuable? You can argue that back and forth. But I will say this. Jerry Jones didn't need to do this. He didn't need to say this. Jerry Jones is one of these type of owners, just has to just dig it in just to prove that he's quote unquote right. And listen, the world is full of those kind of people. And let's just be honest, you just want to slap them across the face when they're doing it. And Jerry Jones is a guy who obviously doesn't care what people think about him. When you got that much money, you don't care what anybody thinks. And I'm all right with that because I understand it. Jerry Jones is not like a guy sitting next to me here in the bar, sitting there talking about, what's going on with sports, and they have I have a know-it-all attitude. It's a little bit different. I'm not saying he's right, but I understand it. But Jerry Jones is one of these guys, as an owner, right now, selling if you looked at it, there were reports that there was actually some people thinking about buying the Chicago Bears and they were going to get $8 billion for it. Imagine what the Dallas Cowboys brings. It's going to be way more than $8 billion. Right now, if this was going to sell right now, I'd say $15 billion would get you the Dallas Cowboys if Jerry would give up and let it go, which we all know he isn't. So that's one of the bigger, that's a problem as well. Jerry Jones and listen, the owners love Jerry Jones because he does have a way of bringing other teams money, whether it's them in prime time all the time or just business-wise, helping other teams in the NFL listen, if you 5 years ago, if you would say that the Chicago Bears were worth $8 billion, I would have just died laughing. So, I don't know. Oh, and of course, we're froze here on my side. I can't move my screen up on the side. But that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Catch us on Sunday, 9 to noon Central Standard Time, California time, 7 to 10. We take you right up to kickoff and sometimes go over. You guys are lucky I went over because I didn't hit the save button on my picks. I would have been ahead. I'd be in the lead, but I'm not. One game behind the leader, that being Obi. And I don't know what the picks were up or what's going on here. I don't know who took the Jets or not, but the Miami Dolphins just scored again. It's 24-10 in favor of them. There's 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Let's figure out if they can figure out a way to screw it up. Tyreek Hill, he's not going to be back. That was an ugly injury, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you straight out. Scary injury, too. And on the other side, Bengals are down now 14-3. And guess what? The Broncos have the ball again. They just got it off of a kick. There's 8 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Broncos up 14-3, kind of there. I want the Jets to be able to come back. The Jets have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35. So we got to see what they're able to do. Move the ball. Nice pass down the sideline. Gets them a first down. So that'll move them to around the 46 on the other side. So it's going to be an interesting game there. That being said, of course, that's the name of this show. What I can't move because I'm frozen. So I got to refresh my screen. There's going to be a little silence for a little bit, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to reload. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So what we're going to do here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, we are going to take a quick break. I needed to get to that as we are getting set to roll out of here. We got about 15, 20 more minutes, depending on what's ended up happening out on the games. We'll keep track of that and keep you informed of the games where they are. Quick break out on the foot. I'm back. Boy, I miss calling football games. I was about ready to say quick breakout on the football means a quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. So we'll do that. We'll be back here in just a moment as soon as I can find the button to put. Where is it? It disappeared. We'll try this one, though. We'll do this one. I'll find the other one in a minute. Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap, plus burgers, tacos, as well as sports on TV. Check out a few of their favorites, such as the Barrios Bacon Jam Sliders, 2 beef sliders covered with their own savory bacon jam and cheddar cheese, served on a pretzel roll. Yum. And how about Barrios Brats? The house bratwurst is slowly simmered in a copperhead pale ale grilled over an open flame, served with your choice of sauerkraut or caramelized onions. Yum again. So check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. Or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company.
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous 2-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors.
The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement failed to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett. Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on.
Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at SaxeIcehouse.com. Go!
Recently, and for no reason at all, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass f- Do you know how big their legal department is, face?" So to recap, Mint is actually lowering prices on every plan to just $15 a month. And I will stay the hell out of the legal department.
Barrios Brewing Company is Arizona's oldest brewery. In 2017, Barrios opened up in Phoenix at the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. Barrios is a roomy brew pub featuring its own brand of craft beers on tap. Check out Barrios, located at 5803 South Sossaman Road, number 212 in Mesa, Arizona, or give them a call at 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. Barrios Brewing Company. All right, welcome back into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It's me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is that. Let me move this there we go. So I don't have to keep moving my head right and left. They got that big old light behind my head. And the big head anyway. That being said, this right here, guys. Mint Mobile. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not up on this, I can understand. Sometimes it's hard to come up with a lot of lump sum money. But guys, I got my phone, just re-upped my Mint Mobile. Cost me $180. Now, granted, I only get 5 per month, but you can start off with the plan at $15 a month for the first 3 months, and then you can make a decision on what you want to do for the yearly. And I did that, and I went with the FICA. I don't use it that much. In fact, I want to throw it out the window. I have to have it though. But $180 for a whole year. Now, I understand that most people, they need they need more. And I'm just telling you, starting off on their plan, $15 a month for the first 3 months makes a big. I'm telling you, 45, and that's their unlimited plan. And right now they're running a special for a limited time. Get the 50% off of their unlimited plan. In fact, I've got to give them a call and say, wait a minute, I literally just bought my plan. This is so new that I didn't get it. So I got to be able to get a hold of them and say, hey, let's break this down. Give me that unlimited plan, because it'd be about the same one I'm already paying. So that being said, I have to make a telephone call. But for you guys, 50% off of their unlimited plan. And that makes a huge difference every time that you do it. It comes out to $15 a month. Guys, you got to hop up on top of it. Get that 12-month plan, get it squared away. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be the happiest guy in the world if you end up doing that. And again, I got to make that telephone call, because I want me the unlimited plan. I just got to pay a little bit more to get it. No, actually, it's right around the same amount, but I'll probably have to pay a little bit. But guys, do it. Mint Mobile. I'm going to tell you what's really nice. Sometimes, like if you're going through some things and you're worried about what you got to pay for, wouldn't it be nice to have this to be the last thing you got to worry about? Guys, tell you. All right, back to the games. Let's see here. I'll get you an update up on the games that are going on. Monday Night Football is what they are doing. Let me hit the back button here so I can grab that up. And the back button. There it is. NFL scores. All right, what's going on right now? Still 14-3 in favor of the Broncos. Second quarter with 350. Well, let me refresh that. I thought that said 350 last time. So let's refresh that, make sure it's right. And it is 14-3, 357 left to go toward halftime. At the end of the third quarter, the Dolphins up 24-10 right now. So that's the game. That was the earlier game. All right. So a couple things before we get on out of here. A couple of things that we need to touch up on. As far as the games were concerned, the games that we saw yesterday. How about Jackson Dart? Amazing. Listen, if you want to use the excuse, there's no film on him and everything, which is a crock. He was in college. You knew what he was all about. Maybe you didn't pay enough attention, or you overlooked it. You were expecting Russell Wilson. The fact of the matter is, they were expecting Russell Wilson. I said the week before, and they came out after the game with Russell Wilson last week. It was so bad. But Jackson Dart, say whatever you want. He's the only quarterback to win his first career start versus a team that's 3-0 in over 30 years. Good, bad, or indifferent, Jackson Dart did what he had to do. And shocked. And I'm telling you right now, the score 21-18, that's not indicative of what happened in that game. The Giants dominated Herbert all day long. Their defense played lights out, and they embarrassed an undefeated football team who you were 0-3. So Justin Herbert, you say that is part of his game. And we've talked about Herbert taking that next step to be the superstar. And I expected it this year. But I'm telling you right now, this drop against the Giants, against the New York Football Giants, as bad as they are, guess what? They embarrassed them. And if you're not a Charger, if you're a Charger player and you're not embarrassed about what happened yesterday, you might want to rethink what your participation was in that game. because you should be embarrassed today. Giants, not a good football team. They have the capabilities. Now Jackson Dart is the starter. No Russell Wilson. You get a little bit of a mystery, but I'm going to tell you right now, the defensive coordinators are going to be roiling all over the film on this one. In fact, let's find out who's coming up. New York Giants. Let's see their schedule and who they got coming up. Let me just pull that up. All right, so October 5th, the Giants have the Saints. So the Saints, listen, that's going to be a game to watch because the Saints have a habit of hanging in games against not so good football teams. Will they figure out Jackson Dart in time to make that a run? It's a good question. But that's going to be a good football game. But then on October 9th, they get to come to Jesus as they're going to take on the Eagles. But there will be a home. But that could get real ugly. Then they got the Broncos. And then they got the Eagles again 2 weeks later. Then the 49ers and then the Bears. The Bears. So the Giants get the opportunity against the Saints. They're going to lose the 3 games after that, in reality, maybe 4 if you count the 49ers. That'll all depend upon the injuries and everything that are going on. I mean, hell, if the Jaguars can beat them, maybe the Giants can. Before they get a reprieve and get the Bears on November 9th. So I'm going to be watching the Giants very closely. All right, so we got 13:47 left to go. 3rd and 24 for the Jets. Oh, my good Lord. Are you kidding me? I picked the Jets, of course. And there's going to be a timeout on the football field. And I don't know. 24, they're down 2 touchdowns in reality right now. They better score here, but it's 3rd and 24. What kind of play do you call on 3rd and 24 if you're the Jets? And you have Justin Field as the quarterback. I will say this. I might have been wrong about what we're seeing from the Dolphins. This is a team that's checked out, but we'll see. Here's 3rd and 24, and back in the shotgun is Fields. He's back to pass. He's looking to one side, and he's going to go that way and threw in traffic, and the ball was intercepted, or was it? Well, it looks like it was intercepted or is incomplete. We'll find out what that was, but that was an ugly thing. On 3rd, listen, when you got that far, 3rd and 24, I mean, if you're not going to make an effort to go there, you're not. Ball's incomplete. At least the replay shows that it's incomplete. So they'll end up punting or maybe going where they're located. They might end up going for a long field goal. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I mean, I don't know the kicking situation. They're going to go ahead and bring on their kicker. Oh, this was the guy from Arizona who was actually a teacher at the time. Actually, no, it's Nick Folk. Nick Folk is this guy can actually kick the ball. So with 3:14 left to go in the 3rd quarter, they're lining up. It looks like it's going to be like a 45-yard field goal. Kick goes up, and it goes downtown for the New York Jets. So they get up on the board. They're down 9 now. Or, I'm sorry, down 11. So that being said, that's where they are. We'll see if they make a run for it. Let's see here. I think I got everything. So, yeah, by the way, let me put this up here. Jackson Dart, 13 of 20, 165, 2 touchdowns. That's all he had to do. You'll be happy about that in reality if that's all you got to do. So that being said, I think I got all of the games. Yeah. So let's go through this really quick. The Jaguars, they get that victory, 26-21. Congratulations to my Jags. I'm really happy about it. And I'm actually impressed of how they played. So that's something to look at as far as that is concerned. We'll check it out next week. George Pickens, how about him? I mean, Cowboy fans, you got to love it. I mean, if you don't have CD Lamb, thank goodness you got Pickens. 8 catches, 134, 2 touchdowns. He was outstanding. He kept you in the football game in reality. So these were the scores as the winners on that were the Steelers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Jets, by the way, and the Texans. All those home teams. Road game as the Eagles went down to Tampa Bay and beat them, so they're still undefeated. But here, more road games here. Patriots and Bills at home. The Jaguars get the victory on the road, and then the Lions get the win, but the Bears getting the victory on the road. How about that? That's huge. I love that. In Las Vegas. Huge. Kansas City, LA, and the last game ending up in a tie. You got the games that are going on now. So that's where we are as far as the games are concerned. Let me hit this. This one is interesting. Again, I don't really understand what that is. So, but that's where it's at. So, that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Make sure you catch us on Sunday from 9 to noon Central Standard Time. We start off in the morning. We take you right up to kickoff of the games that are happening on Sunday. Then we're right back here on Monday doing the Monday night here at Barrio Brewing Company. Make sure you head on out here, 5308 South Sossaman Road, Suite number 212 in Mesa, Arizona. If you can't come out, get their food. By the way, guys, I'm having a Reuben tonight. I'm looking so forward to the Reuben. So I'm getting Reuben tonight. Whew, love me some corned beef. So they got all kinds of food out there. So make sure that you do that. Get on out to Barrio Brewing Company. You can also give them a call. If you don't want to come out and sit, you can come pick up 480-988-7171. That's 480-988-7171. That's Barrio Brewing Company. That's going to do it for us here tonight on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Again, join us on Sunday where we go out and we'll knock out week number 5 of the NFL. Hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Have a great work week. We will see you on Sunday. I'm out of here, everybody. Whoa, hold on. Wait, why is that not working? Gotta love this thing. Hold on. Oh, because I didn't push the button. There we go. All right. So that's going to do it for me tonight, everybody. I do hope you have a great rest of your day and a great work week. We'll see you back up on Sunday at 7 a.m. Arizona time, 9 a.m. Central Standard. We're out of here, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.